I'll never look at a toy in the same way again.
Well, that's what Matt took away from it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to ChuckyWatch, the final episode. For now. Until 3 or 4 years' time when Universal let them make another one.
Or is it?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. We're here today to talk about Cult of Chucky. I assume you've seen it by now. Otherwise, maybe avoid this video.
Yeah.
Not entirely. For the first few minutes, we're going to give considering this is the newest entry, it's not an established one, we'll give it a bit of a spoiler-free review for 5 minutes.
Grace period, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll give you a warning, and then you can jog on, sunshine, as we dive into spoiler territory.
Yeah, your ass is going to get spoiled.
Yeah, baby. So, Cult of Chucky.
Yes.
7th entry in the franchise.
Yes.
We've looked at all of them.
Where it gets good again.
Up and down in tone. No! The last one was damn good. Oh, God.
No, I like them all.
Yeah, but they're all over different, and is the whole thing of like, really? The 7th one? How is this retaining?
They never dip into Ginger Dead Man or Evil Bong territory. So.
Oh my God, they had a crossover movie.
Or Puppet Master territory, even.
Oh, with Evil Toys?
Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys.
Demonic Toys.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Blimey. But what is nice about this is it does reinvent itself.
Yeah.
I will give the movie this, as this is its biggest strength. It goes, yeah, screw that, and then just rips up the rule book and writes a whole bunch of new ones.
Yep.
It doesn't let you stay still for a second once the action starts because it wants you to keep going. But how is that? No, hang on. But that's with the... Huh? And you do get most answers to your questions.
I got enough.
But then there's enough left at the end, not in an unsatisfactory way, but more in a, oh, I can't wait to see where they go with it next.
I came out of it more like that rather than like, but hang on. Like, I didn't really have any of that sort of lingering confusion. It wrapped everything up well enough. Yeah, I think. But it's still with a massive sort of ... at the end. Oh, yeah. Which is so clearly setting up for it. And I can see now, obviously anybody would be pissed if their movie was pirated. Yeah. But I can see now, especially why Don Mancini and everybody was really pissed off when this movie got leaked a week before its American release online. Because it would hurt the video sales. Or people would go, oh, I'll still buy it. But it's like, that's not the point, you might not. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't support piracy, really, in any way. Because if this movie makes bank, Universal will definitely greenlight a sequel. And I think it needs to do that, because this isn't the end. Definitely not. I think it would be a smart decision to end it next time. Yeah. I think one more would be, considering they keep doing that thing of adding elements from the lore. Yeah. And they do it in a way in this one where you're like, okay, Andy doesn't get a conclusion, per se. He doesn't get a wrap-up to his story. Nika is taken in a very different direction with her story, so she doesn't get a wrap-up, per se. Like, there's more to be told there with her character. And there's an introduction of a character in a post-credit sting, a la Curse of Chucky, that makes you go, well, this is another element that would be interesting to see in play. Plus, of course, Tiffany's involved in this one, as you know, from the trailers and everything, and Jennifer Tilly promoting the movie. So, like, that's there. If you're throwing all these ingredients back into the soup pot, you may as well, like, make the next one, the next one, like, the session where you all sit down, you dip your bread in it. Throw it in the slow cooker.
Yeah. For 3 years.
Then the next one is the fondue.
We've been so vague. Stuff we like without giving anything away.
Great kills.
Great kills!
Really good kills.
Oh my God! Like I said in the last video, the thing I'm most looking forward to was just the white walls from the trailers. Because I know what's going to happen here. Yeah. And they do not disappoint. They do not. These kills are visually glorious. Some of them are really nasty as well. Some of them are sort of classic kind of Chucky. Oh, this is a bit show-offy, but, you know, still kind of just straightforward. Yeah. A couple of them are just straightforward, stabby sort of kills.
They get quite inventive, though.
Yeah, they go balls to the wall with this. There's confusion with, multiple good guy dolls being in the facility from the trailer. There are 2 Chuckies that they utilise so well. There is a big period in toward the end of the first act where you're like, okay, which one is he? What's going on? Like, one of them's definitely alive, because stuff's happening. But was it the one that was there already, or was it the one that's been brought there? What? Fiona Dourif is the standout best performance in the movie. She's phenomenal.
Some of the other performances.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really glad Alex Vincent is back.
Yes.
But you can tell that he's been out of the business for 15 years, if not more.
Like, he's not dreadful.
But he's clearly...
He's not packing a punch.
He's not seasoned like a lot of the rest of the cast are.
Yeah. But again, it's that nice... It's that nice bookendish kind of feel, which I think it'd be nice to tie up his story proper in the first act of the next
and it's
installment.
nice continuity, and it seems like he's having a good time, so I can't begrudge him that, but he is probably sadly the weakest link in the cast.
And yet his story is really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you see where Andy is in his life and what the results of that post-credit scene from the last movie were, and you're like, damn, this is screwed up.
And also, like, it sort of explores what, like, the survivor of one of these horror movies goes through into adulthood.
Yeah.
A little bit, not loads, but it explores it enough to
in a way that I think we can talk about. It's not too much spoiler there. We'll touch on that because it's an interesting enough idea.
Yeah.
That basically, like, we're in the modern era. What would happen if the survivor of the slasher film was still alive? You know, there would be a record of what happened to them in the paper, either the record of what actually happened, or the false accusations, or stuff calling them crazy.
Pseudo-celebrity to them, almost.
Yeah, and Andy Barclay was part of the Chucky murders, which we know is a what do you call it? Urban legend.
Well, they even made a film about it.
Yeah, Chucky Goes Psycho. So, you know, it's like Chucky is known, this kid is known, in the first scene of the movie, he's on a date, and his date brings it up. And he's like, he says, you Googled me. And she goes, yeah. And she goes, fucking internet. And you're like, it's true. But you also see, like, you know, how his character's developed in the 30 years between, well, not 30 years, it would be like, 1998 was when Child's Play 3 was set. So it's been 19 years since he last saw him at Kent Military Academy, which gets a shout out. Yeah, Nika's storyline obviously carrying on from Curse. She's been institutionalized for 4 years, dealing with her schizophrenia, because of course that's why she killed her whole family. You find out, like, where that family lineage goes, like what happened with Alice, her niece. Tiffany's inclusion's really sinister. She's back to just enjoying killing and being involved in killing again. It's like, okay. And I think we need to dive into spoiler territory, but one last non-spoiler thing. Chucky. Not in it as much as I'd like. I mean, he's in it a lot more than Curse, as Chucky.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But, I don't know. I think if you count all Brad Dourif's lines, there's maybe 20. Maybe a bit more. I might be being a bit thingy there, but I don't know. I feel like considering the outlandishness of the story and where it goes, it would be nice to maybe have had a bit more of him in there. I mean, we get more of him, but not in the way I'm sort of implying. However, some nice singers. The animatronics still have that weird neck from Cult. From Curse, which made sense in Curse because he was wearing a rubber mask. But now he just sort of has a bloated neck.
I think it's probably just to do with the way the mechanisms work.
I mean, his eyes look amazing. The eyes and the brow, terrifying.
I feel like
he's never had such a piercing stare before.
I feel like watching some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, he might have been hand puppeted for some of it. That might.
Yeah, I mean, they still have the lip sync, but I know what you mean. Yeah, that could explain why the neck's so bulky. I don't know. It's not my favourite design of Good Guy, and the Good Guy voice changed. It's a different voice, and it doesn't sound anything like the original. Ugh.
Listen, those voice boxes deteriorate over time.
In several dolls?
Yes.
All called Chucky.
Just the copper wires oxidise. You know, different batteries. It's a whole thing. Look after your good guys.
Yeah. So, non-spoiler. Yeah, non-spoiler sort of conclusion.
Get rid of that. If you haven't seen it.
It's fun. It's a worthwhile entry. It's not the worst entry in the series.
Not the best.
It's not the best entry in the series.
But pretty solid.
Yeah, if you enjoy your horror schlock and your slasher movies and you like this character and his world, you're really going to dig it. If you like creepy stories set in asylums, you're probably really going to dig it.
Yeah.
Go see it. Yeah. Seek it out. I think it's on Netflix in the UK soon.
Yeah.
It wasn't on the release day, but obviously you can get it on Blu-ray and DVD. We're not sponsored. We should be. Right. Spoilers! I yelled it, so...
Spoilers.
It's a thing now.
You got no excuse.
No excuse.
Put a thing here. Put a blaring thing here. Put a flashing spoilers thing right here.
I'll put something there.
Yeah.
It's alright, I just did it then.
Just put a big dick.
Okay.
I don't know. I know what he's like.
Everybody dies! Of course they do. It's a slasher movie.
Well, Annie doesn't.
Annie doesn't die. Nika doesn't die, but she does go night-night.
She does go night-night.
She does go night-night. She's going to sleep for a long time. Yeah, this is the most disturbing entry in the series. I mean, the first one's the most disturbing in the whole, like, child in peril.
Yeah.
No one believes them, like, single mum and kid fighting to, be believed, all these horrible things after them. That's, dark. But this has just got some nasty-ass people in it.
Oh, yeah.
I think almost to the detriment of the film, actually. I think it's a villain too many.
The psychiatrist in particular.
Yeah, the psychiatrist, again, like, if you're watching this, you've already watched it, or you just don't care about spoilers. The psychiatrist is, so he's, during, like, hypnotherapy sessions, or sessions where Nika is sedated, he's molesting her. We don't see it escalate beyond a kiss.
No.
But there's implications that a lot more has been going on. He's obviously got an obsession with her because he's also like buying her pretty things for her to wear when she's out. So there's that. So that's creepy as sin. You also find out he's been sort of using the hypnotherapy to genuinely convince her, like, that she is schizophrenic and she has been committing the murders for his convenience because it's just easier for her to admit it than it is to investigate any further.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it all, there's implications he's if not molesting the patients, definitely fucking with them.
Yeah.
Because one of them acts out and she gets erratic, so they immediately put her into like a doped up state.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa! Like, you've not just calmed her down, you've paralysed her.
Yeah.
This is mental. And all the while he's not playing this like a moo-ha-ha villain, he's playing as a softly spoken, like, psychiatrist. Okay. And then at the end, you find out the only reason he's letting all this chaos go on is because he's writing a tell-all book about working in asylums and dealing with notorious serial killers, and so he's Harley Quinning it.
Yeah.
Whilst also Jervis touching it.
Just creepy.
And Jervis touching it.
And I guess
it's one plot thread too many for him. I think if he was just writing a tell-all book,
yeah, the creepiness,
get over it,
especially in the current climate.
Mm.
The sexual abuse element of the story is just a bit much.
Well, I know these films are about a living doll inhabited by a serial killer and voodoo, but the evil hypnotist thing almost felt a bit too far-fetched. As weird as that sounds, in a movie where this sort of stuff happens, it was like, you take me out of it a bit now. Because, and again, like, the timing of it is, not related. And luckily it's...
I'll see what you're
saying. It's separate enough from the real life stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. It's... I like, for me, it was just the sexual abuse stuff. It left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Just because of the current climate of things. And also, like, sexual abuse as a plot.
Well, I think it was there because this movie's biggest, like, I suppose, tone that it was going for was helplessness.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
It was focusing on something which is apparent in the Child's Play franchise, and it differs from film to film. But obviously, like, one big thing is like, you're in this situation, and no one believes you. Like, you have no assistance. When Chucky even sort of outright states it toward the end, where he says, like, my favourite thing about what I do is seeing the look on their face just before, like, they're finished, when they realise this is really happening. I'm being killed by a child's doll. Like, it's this whole thing of, like, you have no help, and then you're dead. So I guess that was what the sexual abuse thing I thought was just, like, one manifestation of that as an idea. Because obviously as well, like, she's been in a heavily abusive, like, psychiatric care system for like nearly 4 years. She's been getting electroshock therapy, and she's just been dumped in a bed in a messy hole. It's like she's got a bunch of beds put up in it, and all this. So now she's in the cleaner place, but still, like, there are things you're not allowed to do. And you find out the only reason she's there isn't because, we think you're getting better. It's because he's like, I'm going to take her here so I can have more sessions with her.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's horrible. Obviously, no one believes her. One of the kills involves the lady who gets, doped up so that she's aware of what's happening around her, but she can't move. I mean, that's helplessness right there, paralysis. You know what I mean? Like Malcolm, like his multiple personalities, like mean that he can never really be of use to anyone or himself. Because something will always switch him, and he'll always go at the wrong minute. And I think it was a wasted opportunity. I think Malcolm. Yeah. I don't think they should have had the Malcolm fake out Charles possession thing. I think they should have had Malcolm being her ally and helping her all the way through. And then at a crucial moment, he's one of his personality switches, and he's completely useless.
Although I think there's a line from Chucky that implies that he might have been possessed at one point.
If not possessed, he definitely whispered something to him in that grave.
Yeah.
He definitely set it up and everything. The actor made a really nice choice because he was sort of subtly channeling Brad Dourif.
He was doing a Dourif.
Yeah, which was nice. And speaking of doing a Dourif,
Fiona Dourif
doing a Brad Dourif. Nice twist at the end. I didn't realise voodoo could cure paralysis, but magic, innit?
Magic.
Although again, like they separate from the. So in the original series, you find out about like John, the guy who teaches him in Child's Play. It's like, "You're an abomination."
He is.
Like that's all sort of. Oh my god, it's all about ambulance. You see Charles Lee Ray's apartment is covered in these tribal paintings and all these artifacts and everything and all these books. But then in Bride of Chucky, they take the piss out of it a bit by Tiffany learning how to resurrect him through Voodoo for Dummies, the book.
Yeah.
But then there's the Heart of Dambalos, which is about artifacts again. But then in this, he learnt a new spell on voodoofordummies.com. I was like, that's a funny line. Sort of takes away the credibility of the threat slightly.
Oh, yeah.
Because anyone could learn it, apparently. But at the same time...
I feel like this movie about killer dolls really suffered from that one line, that one throwaway line.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I think at this point, though, you've just got to lead into the silliness of it.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, I was surprised there was no Glenn or Glenda. But maybe that's something to say for the next one. Redeem the Jar Jar Binks of the franchise.
I'm not surprised, because I don't think...
Apparently, Billy Boyd was talking with Don Mancini. And Don Mancini has said in an interview there was something planned for Glenn in this movie. But he's pocketed it.
Well,
so I think in the next one, I think you kill off Andy. We were talking about this the other day, me and Lou. Kill off Andy in Act 1.
Yeah.
Have Andy do something at that asylum or whatever. Have Kyle come looking for him, because Kyle returns in the post-credit scene. Have Kyle come looking for him. Yeah. Have them somehow set up the thing that will lead to Chucky's downfall.
Yeah.
And Kyle goes off to do it, and Andy stays behind him because there's one doll left at the asylum.
Yeah.
The armless one. So have Andy stay behind and blow the place to Kingdom Come.
No, wait, there's two dolls at the asylum.
That one's empty because he transferred into Nika.
Give
me all the power, I beg of you.
Okay.
He went from body to body. Instead of just splitting his, because it's like a Horcrux thing. They're sort of implying splitting his soul up into separate entities that are all the same Chucky, but they're also kind of different people, which would be nice to see them elaborate on in a future one. But have Andy kill that one after he's given Kyle the means to end it once and for all. So that way you don't have to overuse Alex Vincent, but he still gets to sort of bookend Andy's story. Then have Kyle go off. You've got Kyle as your protagonist. You've got Tiffany and Nika as your villains. Nika obviously battling back and forth. You could do some really cool inside the head stuff with her and Brad. Get a dad in, just have some scenes where they're actually on screen together. That'd be quite cool. Just fantasy casting the next one.
Can we bring back DeSanta?
I was saying bring back DeSanta, or at least bring back Glenn. Have Glenn have some redeeming moment of some kind. As weird as that sounds. Have the Tiffany doll. Have the Tiffany doll thrown Tiffany's transferred directly into her doll, and have it thrown down the garbage chute or something, and in there is a bunch of shit they've obviously got rid of, and Glenn just climbs up and gouges its eyes out and kills it. That would be, you'd be like, yes!
The problem I have with bringing Glenn back is I don't think you can make a movie nowadays real and have any.
Oh no, don't have Glenn and Glenda.
Yeah, I think
don't deal with that as a main plot.
I don't think you can bring them back though,
unless they were the kids.
Yeah, maybe. But
there's an implication that the kids are no longer around because Tiffany misses being a mum.
Yeah,
and she misses Alice. That was screwed up.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was brilliant. So it was some proper Lemony Snicket type shit.
Yeah,
Alice's guardian shows up to meet with Nika now she can have visitors, and it's Tiffany, who looks an awful lot like Jennifer Tilly.
She gets that a lot.
Which is a great little throwaway line. It's just that's seed continuity, we've done it. But yeah, so she was Alice's legal guardian. And then Alice died of a broken heart. And then later on you find from Chucky, no, I lived in her for a while. Like, I put part of me in her. And people didn't suspect a little girl. Killed quite a few people. But the problem is when you're a little girl, your enemies, your victims can fight back. So Alice died after a mini serial killer rampage and was killed by a victim. Which again is like another storyline. It's like, so that person's now going to be in jail.
Well, it's because
Because they'll have killed a teenage girl.
Either killed by a victim or injured by a victim, and then Chucky killed her.
Yeah,
they don't elaborate on it.
Because he didn't live in her, but he put part of himself in her. Because that explains the end of the last one. How he's there doing the spell with her, and then after the credits, he's also sent to Andy. It must have been like, alright, I'm in you now. You go off and do that. Tiffany's going to collect you. And then I'll be over here with Andy. And that was fucking great. The original body, it's the siege body. The original body, the severed head, Andy just kept it for 4 years and regularly gets it out and tortures it. Because it's cathartic. That's what I was saying about it. It's a shame that he didn't bring a punch.
Yeah.
Because that was disturbing. That idea was like, what the hell has he become? Like, or what has he been sort of forced to be? He can never be anything else.
Yeah.
Because of his past.
His life is entirely defined by what happened to him as a child.
He's his friend to the end.
Yeah.
Just torching his brain. You see the flames coming through the stitches and the plastic. It's just screaming.
Yeah.
It's great. But again, that's great because unbeknownst to him this entire time, it hasn't just been this solo Chucky. Like, it's just one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's the OG host, but like, he's obviously in other people now. Screw it up.
But Andy...
But they're aware of what each other are seeing. Because when the others they get together in that scene where you finally see 3 of them together, one of them says, like, the kid's here. Like, they've locked him up. So it's like, they're aware. They know. Oh, shit. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
and that's why Tiffany gave Andy a ring when she did. Because she knew he was on the way.
But also, Andy must know that he can copy himself. Or else, why would he send... good guy with a gun
on my rewatch, I figured that out because I was like, does he know? He wasn't sent that good guy. This is just one he's got. Like, he's got hold of one. Like, fucking with it, cutting up his hair or whatever. He sends it in because he sees that leaked news story that these doll murders are apparently happening again at the asylum. So he sends one in, basically, because it's in there. He sends a good guy in, there it is, it's amongst everything, and he was going to get the gun out once he got in there and use it. But then that's the one that comes to his cell. And he's like, huh? He sort of gives it that look of like, what? When it first arrives at the door, because he obviously realises, that's mine.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he plunges his hand in its gut to pull the gun out. Because I think otherwise he would have just found the one he sent, opened it up, and taken the gun out of the battery pack compartment or whatever.
Yeah.
And instead he had to plunge his hand in its guts and rip the gun out, and then wasted all of his shots on killing one Chucky. But obviously he thought to himself, like, oh, this is what he is now.
He's a spectacular failure in this.
Yeah, he's figured out that Chucky's able to be somewhere else, definitely, but I don't think he realised that his would come to life. I also don't think he would have realised he could genuinely kill it, because, like, his is still alive after being taught. I mean, he's keeping it alive, probably.
Didn't destroy the heart.
The heart.
Like
that rules out the window a little bit now, weirdly. They sort of don't emphasise the heart.
Well, the Chucky doll didn't die when he shot it.
Thank God. Oh, memory card. Got 1 minute. 1 second! The edit will be seamless. So, the multiple Chuckies that scene was really freaking cool.
Yeah.
So just seeing 3 out, because there's 2 of them, and it's like, who sent this one? Like, who cares? Wake him up. They put the soul in the other one. And they've sort of got that weird, slightly separate personalities, a little.
Yeah.
But they're obviously still all him, because sometimes one says the sentence and the next one finishes it, so it's kind of this weird thing, and that was freaky. And then obviously Tiffany's been meddling with some Horcrux shit as well, because at the end we realise the doll in her backseat has a bit of her in it as well. It's like, oh, that's freaky!
Yeah.
It was also really cool to see the Tiffany doll moving again, and cackling away. Shit, man.
There's some good stuff in there, for sure.
I think if I was in my head, like putting it, in a ranking of any kind or whatever, I think it kind of sits in the middle for me. Like, I think pretty much probably the middle. Like, my favorite is. I still think my favorite is Child's Play.
Yeah, I'd go.
Then Curse.
Yeah.
Then I've got a weird, like, hard on for Bride. Then Cult. Then 2. Then 3. Then Seed. Now here's the thing, as you know from these past videos, I do love them all. Even Seed.
Seed's bottom for me as well.
Yeah, it's like, I don't hate it, but it's
I don't. I think
ranking.
The worst thing about Seed is the transgender stuff with Glenn and Glenda has not aged well.
No.
At all. Which is why I was saying earlier, you can't really do that now unless you do it properly.
Yeah.
And it's just playing it for laugh is not going to work.
Or if it ends up just being 2 characters.
Yeah.
It's just 2 characters in total. Like, you can have one be a human and one be a doll, and then that way you have the excuse of getting Billy Boy back to voice the doll.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh my god, Glenda carrying Glenn around. She keeps Glenn with her. Because it's fucked up. It's like the nice brother is just tucked away in the doll, and she gets to kill people. I don't know. I was gonna say just avoid referencing Seed altogether, but you can't. This movie is the most overtly Seed referencing Chucky movie, obviously since Seed, because we only had 2, and the other one referenced it once by saying the Tillies when listing families. That was it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's sort of in the middle. Visually, it's probably the best looking movie. In the series. It's just gorgeous.
And the goriest.
Oh Christ! Let's talk deaths.
By quite
let's
a mile.
talk deaths by Jingo.
A lot of eye stuff in this movie. A lot of face crushing.
A lot of eye stuff and face crushing. Oh my god. Right. So yeah. So what deaths have we got? We've got. I'm trying to think what happened. They happened chronologically.
There's the slashed wrists.
So Nika tries to kill herself.
Yeah.
And Chucky sews her up while she's out of it and writes, what is it, not so fast, and the congealed blood on the floor, and then kills the crazy lady. Like, what do we think about the inmates? I think Malcolm was wasted by becoming Charles when he did. We almost didn't get enough of him.
It's a little Rowan cliche. Like, there's not really any depth to them.
No, I mean, I kind of like the notion of the one who thinks she's dead. And she just seems to have the same conversation. It's upsetting, but at the same and also a bit obvious, but at the same time, it's like you could have done something fun with that, and it leads to one of the most amusing moments in the movie. Yeah. When Chucky first wakes up the asylum and is walking around, and she's like, "Don't be afraid." And he's like, "You fucking with me?" So he says, "Lady, that's it. I'm killing you next." Jesus shit, cuckoo's nest around here. It's like, oh, reference.
I think
there's a Hannibal reference as well.
Yeah,
I still can't believe they cancelled that show. Her death's quite cool because again, it's mirroring Nika's. It's what Nika tried to do.
I think the only inmate with any real depth is Madeline.
Who's the one who yes,
who's smothered her own
who
and takes on the good guy as a sort of
surrogate baby, and then does the exact same thing to it, and it's almost like she's working past it. But then afterwards, you realise no, like she's happy, she's still satisfied with doing what she did.
Yeah,
and she's going to see her baby in heaven, but she knows killing herself won't let that happen.
So she gets
Chucky to kill her. In a really fucked up way, because he reaches into her mouth, pulls out just a chunk of gore from her throat, and then stuffs his arm down her neck and leaves it there. So the hand sticking out.
And they still turn around and go, "She mutilated herself with the doll." It's like, did she? Ow!
Did she?
Yeah.
I don't think she did. I'm trying to remember the lady's name. I keep calling her Alice because she was just like the character from Until Dawn. You'll meet them. Okay. Who's just sort of that whole, like, this is bullshit! And he's really bitchy, and you're like, oh, I know this is a slasher thing, so I really want you to die. Like, I know you're not real.
Yes.
So that's fine. Her thing was horrible. She believes that she goes to get rid of the doll, gets her arm bitten.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, it's true. And they don't believe her, and they sedate her. And they, oh god. Compressed. Does that mean what I think it means? No, really, I'm not sure. He just strolls to the end of the bed, that was disturbing. That's Mancini going, I like to make kills look beautiful.
Yeah.
And the way it's shot, the snow coming through the glass, and it just slowly descended, and that moment that made us both just go, oh! It dropped through her neck and severed her head, which is foreshadowed at the beginning. Which is Tanika's like, what are you going to do? Cut my throat, cut my head off? Like, and she's like, don't be ridiculous. They don't even allow us to use real cutlery.
Yeah.
There's some really good lines in here. If I wanted you dead, you'd be tits up by now.
There's some zingers.
This guy! I just can't with this guy! I don't even know whether to be disgusted or take notes.
Yeah. Chucky, for some reason, Chucky draws a line at the sexual abuse of the psychologist, despite having kept Nika's mother captive for her.
But he never, like, there's no implication that he ever had a sexual thing toward her. He's always been obsessed with family. It's the family unit he's obsessed with.
Yeah.
The only time Chucky's ever, like, explicitly there's been a reference to sexual stuff with him ever is him having sex with doll Tiff. And then in Seed, when Jennifer Tilly's tied to the bed, he goes to grab her boobs, and Tiffany comes in the room. Aside from that, he just seems to be, you know, like, he just likes families. But at the same time, I think he's just like, ooh! I mean, I'm a serial killer, but I'm not a rapist.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on. These are both horrible things, Chucky.
Yes. None of these are good.
None of these are good things. But the kills are good, because she gets him with the glass, and then, Carlos gets fucked up.
Death 3 ways.
Yeah, 3 Chuckies at once. If Redman was honoured in Seed, this guy got 3 times the street cred.
Stab, stab, stab. Drill, drill, drill. Disembowel, disembowel, disembowel. Steamy guts.
Yeah, that's the second time there's been
guts.
an intestines death in Chucky movie.
Yeah.
Redman getting gutted under the table in Seed.
That was quite good.
Yeah, oh god. Through the glass tables, he watches his guts fall onto the floor.
Best death in Seed.
It is pretty great. All I had of spirits is a close second.
Oh, yeah.
On fire and plummets to a death. John Waters is pretty good.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's also quite good, yeah.
so there's that. God, who else? Madeline gets part of the choke, the throat like ripped out, and then chokes on the arm.
The nurse, who's a bitch,
Gets drilled
off screen.
Yeah.
Um,
and then
Malcolm gets drilled.
Malcolm gets drilled. The short-haired Chucky gets his head shot multiple times, and his head stamped in.
Yeah.
And is it Dr. Foley? Was that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, the psychiatrist gets his head.
Nika / Chucky
Stamped
stamps
in.
his head in with high heels.
Oh my god! Just
And it's a wonderful practical effect. Like, it's literally just, oh yeah, we just built a fake head and put a mask on it. Good looking mask. And then stamps it.
And the Fiona Dourif mutilated
Jillian
it with a heel. Just like, pfft.
There's definitely a crowd that's going to fetishize that video for a while.
Probably.
There's
The guy got his head stamped in by heels.
there's a whole stamping subculture fetish. Like, it's horrendous.
For skulls?
For everything.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't want to... It's one of the darker, like, sort of fetishes. There's a thing on YouTube, like, a dude on YouTube got picked up a while ago for having, like, a lot of private videos where he was, like, stepping on animals in big boots. It's not good. It's not good.
And for the softcore among you, security guard gets his throat slit by Tiffany. I think that's it for all the deaths in the movie. Classic! One thing when I was rewatching it, I was like, Carlos goes on about like his husband's got MS, and he's not letting it stop him live his life and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I thought, Carlos is here. The movie takes place over the course of maybe 4 days.
Yeah.
Carlos is there every time, and he's usually waking the patients up. Who's looking after his husband? Who's obviously living out.
His husband doesn't
miles
stop
away.
him from living his life.
That's true, but at the same time, he makes the implication of like, no, I like get on, I help him out, and I make sure that he lives life to the fullest. When I'm not home, I'm here for the rest of the week. Bye, bye, husband.
Maybe he's 4 on 4 off.
Maybe.
And and there is that whole cut subplot.
Yeah, the deleted scenes show that Carlos is the one who leaks the news to ParisHilton.com. Another news site, the news that there's been there's deaths related to the Chucky therapy session, which Andy finds out about. Andy's got a nice cabin.
Lots of guns.
Shame about the guns. Shame about the possessed serial killer doll head in the safe.
Behind the Kent Academy.
With a gag in its mouth. It was weirdly sad at first, wasn't it? Like he took it out, takes the gag off, and he just goes. Just takes a little breath, and you're like, right. First off, don't know how he's breathing, but secondly, should we be feeling sad for Chucky? What's going on?
Magic. That's what he's breathing.
Magic, kid.
Magic.
The various Chuckies looked cool based on how they were dishevelled. Like the one that climbs out the grave, I think was my favourite look. Just like screwed up, one arm. Drill in the other hand.
One gets his hand melted to a claw, which never gets used, really.
No, but it just looks freaky for the rest of the movie. And then you've got the short head fucked up one. Which is like, I should kill him. I've earned it. I've been putting this whole thing together. Guys, look at this. Oh, fuck, shit. Yeah, dude, no, you get dips. It's just like, absolutely, you can be my guest. You cut your hair off? Yeah, you kill him. You kill him good.
Strange mullet.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a
lot
fun
of
Chucky movie. Fiona Dourif is the highlight, I think. Just like the last one, she's sort of the performance that really carries it. And obviously, especially because she gets to play two parts in this. It's nice to have Alex Vincent in it, though he's not really a heavyweight in terms of delivering the material. Maybe that's why he had a smaller role in it than it sort of was let on in the build-up to the release. Yeah. It's great to hear Brad Dourif voicing Chucky again. Like, I don't know if he's bored of it yet, but he certainly sounds like he's having a blast.
Well, he doesn't seem to have to do much, so...
Yeah, just show up for a couple days and do some voiceover. But that's what I'm saying, it'd be nice if in the next one, since he's sharing Nika's head, it'd be fun to see if you could get, you know, father and daughter to film some scenes together.
Battle in the minds.
Yeah. We watched it as well, so it's hilarious. They did the snog when she comes out, which again, there's that brilliant shot. She's walking down the corridor, and she's just in a long black coat. She probably nicked off the doctor, a red scarf around her neck, and just because of the coat and a scarf, it's just like, holy shit, it's Charles Lee Ray. Because obviously she's got a bit of her dad about her,
and the hair as well.
And the hair, like, was deliberately sort of short and curly and scruffy in this one, and he's just like, oh my god, that's Charles Lee Ray. But then snogs Tiffany, and Lucy said to me after, she was like, glad they did that. And I was like, why? Like, just sort of like, to go, yeah, it's definitely them, or like, she went, it's just kind of hot. Okay. So there we go.
Yeah, it was kind of hot. Actually.
I think that's how we sum up the series.
It's kind of hot.
If you enjoy your goofy serial killer movies and your slashers with gimmicks, if you're a fan of 80s horror, and you like to watch creators get to sort of retain enough creative control of their baby over the course of a series of movies to tell the stories they'd like to tell. And also if you're interested in some weird Hitchcockian / Brian De Palma style editing and shots in this one especially. Last one as well, but this one especially. Give it a try. Give Cult of Chucky a go. Give all of them a go. Heidi ho. We're your friends to the end. If you missed any episode of the series, here's the playlist. He's been Matt Watson. He's been a lovely man. Thank you for joining me.
I'll never do it again.
You don't have to. Until the 8th one. Shit.